this team hasn't been in a lot of close games like that. And I was proud of the fact that they didn't panic. They got the stop at the end. James did a great job. Then, I thought Mike had a crease to go, but I really emphasized at the timeout the ball can't be enough time to go to the other end. You want the worst case scenario at home is you want overtime, and I said it has to be under like 7 seconds, before we go. And I think he looked up. I think he maybe peeked at the clock, and it was at about 9 when he had a crease, but then pulled it out. Tony said a good on ball, and he had a couple other options off of that, but the first option was for him to get a paint touch, and he did it, and he made a big shot.
Take us through that play.
Well, first I drove, to look out, but nothing was, open, and I came out, checked the clock, and I seen a gap on the right, so I just took advantage of it.
We knew if we can get it inside and out, a lot of things would be open, and they kind of threw some different defenses at us, so we knew if we could just kind of find the gaps and get their weaknesses, we can get some open shots, and Mike and some of our other playmakers made it happen.
Well, there were stretches again that we were good, but at home, this team doesn't have a sense of taking somebody by the throat and ending it. We had, even in the first half, we had an opportunity to be up, 13-15 at half, and it's 7. And you have an opportunity in the second half, you get up 10, you have 2 or 3, chances. We settle for threes instead of just attacking the basket, which this team does so well. But sometimes what happens in teams is when you make threes early, you settle for threes late. And I think that happened to this team. We hit I think 6 out of our first 8 threes maybe, and ended up 10 for 23. And it can be a curse sometimes to get those first ones down. Except for Dang, he's going to shoot them. That's what he does. But he's only the second half. We're 2 for 7 from 3, and he makes the only 2. Northridge wasn't at full strength. This team was at full strength. It's a good basketball team. It's the 17th best rebounding team in America, and for most of the game we were out rebounding them. It ended up 6, but they wore us down a little bit. But again, I thought we battled. In the second half, we got a couple kids get frustrated, and you just can't play frustrated. You just have to move on to the next play and let it go. They made a couple mistakes, or their teammate missed them, or whatever, and you got to let it go. And this team, again, is only 2 weeks with everybody together, growing into those roles and understanding what's going on.
Mike threw the ball into Dan. That was out of timeout. Was that a called play for him to throw it into Dan Jennings?
Yeah, it was, but that was one of the options off of that play. But
he can't shoot free throws, with all due respect. That's why I'm asking that question.
Yeah, it was one of the options we could. It's one of the options they had coming out, but they ran the play wrong.
Okay, gotcha.